So today we'll be adding integers. Okay, and we're going to start with looking at how to add integers by modeling with chips. So I'm going to give me a little bowl here to put my chips in, and we're going to start with -6 plus -4. So we have to start by putting in 6 negatives. So I'm going to put little chips here with a negative symbol on them. And I've got 6 negatives. And I'm going to add to that bowl 4 negatives. And let's see what I end up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 negatives. So -6 plus -4 is -10. Let's do another model with chips. And we're going to do 2 plus -8. So I'm going to start with 2 positives, and I'm going to add to my bowl 8 negatives. Now I know something about 1 positive and 1 negative. If I have something and then take it away, it gets 0. A positive and a negative cancel each other out, and they get what we call 0 pairs. So that is our vocabulary word, 0 pairs. So now I cancel out my 0 pairs, and I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -6. So now I know 2 plus -8 is -6. But we can also model with a number line. So to model with the number line, we are going to draw our number line in. I'm going to number it. 3. Here's my number line, and remember, you can pause this video as often as you need to. And we're going to model -5 plus 6. So if you need to pause it for a second to catch up, you can. So we always start at 0 on a number line because we always start with nothing, and I have to make it to -5. Once I'm there, I'm going to add 6, or I'm going to move 6 in the positive direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number I land on is my answer. So -5 plus 6 is 1. So you are welcome to always use a modeling in the beginning to find your answers. But there are rules for adding integers. To add integers. So to add integers, the main question we have to ask is, do they have the same sign? So are they both positive? Are they both different? Negative, or are they different? So if the answer is yes, I'm going to follow the flowchart this way. Yes, they're both positive, or yes, they're both negative. Then I'm going to add the numbers like normal. And I'm going to keep the same sign. But what if my signs are different? Then I'm going to follow this way. The answer is no. I'm actually going to subtract the numbers. And then I'm going to keep the sign of the bigger number. Now at this time you can pause it, pause the video, and make sure you've got your flow chart down. So let's look. When you're ready to move on, we'll move on. So pause it and get it down. Now, you're ready to continue. So we've pressed played, and we're going to look at how this works. So let's go back to our examples. -6 and -4. Do they have the same sign? Well, yes, they do. So they're both negative. So I move on down, add the numbers. 6 plus 4 is 10, and keep the sign, a -10. Our next one, 2 plus -8. Do I have the same sign? No. So it says I need to subtract the numbers. 8 minus 2 is 6, and keep the sign of the bigger number. Well, 8 has a bigger value, so I keep that negative sign. Same thing up here. Are my signs the same? No. So I have to subtract the numbers. 6 minus 5 is 1, and keep the sign of the bigger number. Well, 6 is bigger, so it's a +1. So now I'm going to divide my next page into 2 columns, and we're going to do a few examples. All right, example number 1. 5 plus -8. Now sometimes these parentheses are just there to separate that negative from the addition. So I need to use my flowchart. Do I have the same sign? No. So I subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3, and I keep the sign of the bigger number, which is a negative. -3. So let's try another one. -3 plus -8. So pause the video right here so you can try it, and unpause when you're ready to see the answer. My signs are the same. So yes, they are. So I add the numbers. 3 plus 8 is 11, and keep the sign, -11. Number 3, -8 plus 10. So pause the video and press play when you're ready to see the answer. My signs are different, so I subtract. 10 minus 8 is 2, and keep the sign of the bigger number. It's a +10, so it's a +2. Number 4, -7 plus -7. Pause the video to solve this problem. Click play again when you're ready to move on. My signs are the same. So yes, they are. So I have to add the numbers. 7 plus 7 is 14. And it says keep the sign. So a negative, I get a negative answer. Number 5. -3 plus 3. Pause the video to solve this problem and press play when you're ready to move on. -3 plus 3, my signs are different, so no, they're not the same. So I have to subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0. And the last one on this side of the page, 14 plus -27. So pause the video to solve this problem. So my signs are different, so I have to subtract. Don't be scared to come over here and work it out. 7 minus 4 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1. And keep the sign of the bigger number, which is 27, so -13. Good. So now we're going to combine what we learned earlier this year, and we're going to evaluate. For A equals -8, B equals 12, and C equals -4. So our first example, C plus -5. So be careful that you pick the right letter to substitute. So C is -4, and now I can just solve. My signs are the same, so I add and keep the sign, -9. You try the next one, B plus -9. Pause the video right here and try it. Now B is 12. So I look at my flowchart, my signs were different, so no, they're not the same. I have to subtract. 12 minus 9 is 3, but keep the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is 12, so it is a positive 3. Number 3. Negative 12 plus B. Pause the video to solve this problem. So when you plug in, that's negative 12 plus 12. My signs are different, so I subtract to get 0. 2 more. Number 4, A plus C. Pause the video in order to solve this problem. When you're ready, press play to see the solution. A is negative 8. B is 12. My signs are different, so I subtract. Oh, wait. Nope. C. Let's rewrite this one. A is negative 8, and C is negative 4. So be careful when you copy those down. My signs are the same, so I add 8 plus 4 is 12 and keep the sign. Negative 12. Last one. A plus negative 7. A plus negative 7. Pause the video and try this one on your own. So negative 8 plus negative 7. My signs are the same, so I add like normal. 8 and 7 is 15, and keep the sign. Great job. You're now ready to move on to the practice lesson.